What's up everybody, Gundam Flexing here, and in this video we're going to be checking out the just completed BRASTA model from Kotobukiya. You can find this mecha featured in Super Robot Wars. This product came out in 2012 and when I purchased it, it was roughly around $23, which is now a great deal considering that if you go on Amazon now it's roughly around $70, and if you go on eBay it's roughly around $100+. And the price to me is a little surprising considering this is a 1/4/4 scale model. In my opinion, it is comparatively speaking, a huge jump in front of a high grade, but not quite there for a complete master grade type kit. There are quite a few things I like about this model. The overall design I think is very sharp, very pointy. It has small little intricate pieces that are in its own little baggies, which are pre-assembled, which I think is pretty cool. There are no stickers, there are no decals. What I don't like about this model is pretty much the surface area of his feet. The thumbs are really annoying, and there are quite a few little small pieces that are very brittle on the model, and if you're not too careful, when you try to pose him, they come off very easily. So coming up first, before we check out the model, are all the extra pieces, and there aren't many. Coming up first is this runner here. Here is the extra magazine clips. So you have two options for the weapon systems. You have the elongated magazine clip, which I have now, and then you have a short magazine clip. Now it's important to note before we continue that this model only has a weapon system for the long range weapon system, and then he only has a shield. So he has no other weapons other than that. So because of that, the rifle does have quite a few accessories, and here is an elongated piece, and that will complement the extended optional barrel, and here it is, and I do mean extended optional. And because this thing is so elongated, it uses this piece here to connect it to the shoulder to the barrel for balancing. And speaking of balancing, this product, despite its huge size, is actually very well balanced. You don't have to have some sort of stand. Considering that he has a giant wing system in the back, he still stands up pretty straight. With that being said, we're going to talk about the feet later. And coming up next is the other cool little extension for the rifle, and that's this little blue beam after effect. Mine is currently in the runner. Don't really think I'm going to use it unless if I put him in some sort of posing, but it is a cool option to have. Now if we look at the rifle itself, it's important to note that he only has one trigger hand, and that is the right hand. The model or the weapon system comes in several pieces. You could pop this bottom piece out here and use the extended barrel system, and you could also pop out the magazine and just switch it off with a shorter one. This is his shield, and the body of the shield comes in its own separate little baggie, which again is pretty cool. One thing to look out for, and I'm not sure if this is like a trending thing with Kotobukiya back then, but the instructions are not very clear on a few parts. For example, the biggest one that sticks out to me is the way you input the shield. The way you input the shield according to the instructions was that you just push it in and boom, it just fits. That is not the case. So you actually have to take apart the arm, you have to get rid of an extra piece, and then you're able to push in the shield. That's just a little heads up. It's a little bit annoying. But this shield, again, is only for his left arm, according to the instructions, but I also tested it out. You could also put it on his right arm, but I guess it wouldn't really make sense considering that it might block the rifle. This shield could twist like this. You could even extend downwards like that. So it's pretty cool in a way. And it attaches to the arm like this. So the instructions doesn't even tell you to remove this, and you just can't slide it off or anything. You actually do have to take apart the arm, which is a little annoying. But this is the shield, really nice. If we take a look at his winged system, this is actually pretty cool. Here it is, it's quite big, and again, I'm surprised how well this model actually balances itself considering that the feet are really small. Important thing to note here is this little centerpiece wing here. I just want to take it out. You still notice how I take it out so easily? It's supposed to actually fit in, and you'd figure that it would like snap in place, but no, that's not the case. It just like jiggles in there, which is really weird for me. His wings also do come off very easily sometimes if you're not too careful. So this is one of his wings right here, and this is where it goes into these little 2 notches right there, and this is how much space you have to put it in there. So it may not be enough, and if you keep messing around with it, it can come off very easily. But sometimes when you just put it in there, it's snug, it's good. The wings, it could go up and down like this. It's pretty cool. Unfortunately, you can't really adjust this back and forth. Here we have some pretty cool vents in the back, yellow vents. And also the fin here comes in its own little baggie, which is pretty cool. And this is how it goes into the back, this little pillar here, which is big enough just so it doesn't fall out very easily. But overall, this is the wing system. It's pretty cool, it's very long, and again, despite its size, it doesn't cause too much imbalancing issues. This is his head. The centerpiece comes in its own little baggie, again, pretty cool. We notice that he has pretty awesome like neon green into his chest, which I really like. And the cool thing about this model, and what I've noticed about the few Kotobukiya models that I've been building, is that the opportunity to panel line, when it presents itself, it's definitely there. You can tell probably by in the video that the lines on this guy's chest are very deep, very protruding, and which makes it easier for you to use some panel lining ink. Ooh, excuse me. So talking about the brittle little pieces, one of them, if you see here, he has like 2 flaps, one in the front, one in the back on each shoulder. Not talking about the ones at the top. These flaps, if you're not too careful, they can come out very easily. And despite them looking cool, this is how they go in. This little L piece here, it matches this L piece there. And just like the wings, these things aren't too deep, so if you do knock it over, it could definitely fall out and it could get a little annoying. And that's for both the front and the back of the shoulder. If we look at his hands, oh my goodness, this part is the annoying part. Look, just like this piece here and just like the backpack, look at this little nub right here. Then it's supposed to go into the base at the end of his arm. Or at the, pretty much the end of his wrist. And that's how the thumbs go in. These thumbs could get knocked out so easily. So I highly recommend, like, once you find a pose and you want to stick with it, for the love of God, put cement into these thumbs and just jam it in there. And that way you'll never worry about them ever again. They come out so easily. So easily. And the worst part is it's small. So if you lose it, you're done. And the kit doesn't come with any extra thumbs. One thing I also noticed is how easily the centerpiece here, it could just pop out like this. I'm not sure if that was made to be intentional, but trying to pose this guy several times, the center always comes apart. It's a little bit annoying. We look at his waist, he doesn't really have like a skirt like the traditional Gun Plus sense. In the back, he has a static right here. So this is static, it sticks all the way out. Oh no, I'm sorry, it's definitely not. Okay, what's up? But it does come out quite easily. So I guess you could sort of say it is static because it could barely move without popping out. In the front here, just like reminiscence of the shoulders, you do have these little wings at the front. Fortunately, these wings probably don't come off very easily, consider that they're in a ball joint. Thank God for that. And on the side of his skirt, he has these little elongated pieces here, which are pretty cool. Just swing back and forth. Nothing too special. It's like little flaps at the side. His legs are pretty intricate, unlike some most high-grade pieces where it's like 2 pieces for the main body and everything builds around it. I would say evenly, there are all these major pieces here that forms the legs, and it's pretty intricate in my opinion. I love the colors, love the design. He doesn't have any issues in terms of like knee flexion, which is great, considering that again most of his major joints are very sturdy. It's just the smaller pieces that could get very annoying. And here is the Codenamed feet that we were talking about. And despite the size of this model, it bounces pretty well on its feet. Now, important thing to note that his feet, according to the instructions, are supposed to be like pretty much like balanced like this. And we also notice that there's this elongated piece that connects it to the base of the foot. Yeah, it's really interesting, very interesting. It's not like a normal mecha foot. But again, you may have some balancing issues if you're not too careful, because again, it's a little bit uneven. It's sort of weird in my opinion. Don't really like it. Don't really like it, but it does the job, and it does it well. I have to twist this around, and if I have any issues there, that's what I do right here. I literally just twist this thing upside down and just balance it on the spikes, because in my opinion, it just works out better. Like that. As such. So, impressive balancing issues despite the wing and despite the legs. So overall, can I say this product is worth around the price it is now? $70 to $100? Definitely not, unless if you're a huge fan and you just love Kotobukiya. I could say this product is definitely worth about $30. It's definitely not perfect. Has a great wing system, very minimal weapons, no stickers, no decals, and it does come with its own little baggy pieces for the small little detailed intricate ones. I think the main joints are very well built, but unfortunately there are a lot of small pieces that are so easily to knock out, and I'm telling you, the thumb is probably the most annoying thing on this model. I can't believe whoever thought about this little thumb design here with this little thumb thought it was a good idea, because it's incredibly annoying every time it pops out. But other than that, I think it's a cool looking design. I think it's a unique looking model. Can I recommend it? Yeah, definitely under 30 bucks, absolutely, but not at the current price. But that's all I have to say about this model, guys. I hope you found it informative. If you have any questions or comments, please post it down in the section below. As always, I appreciate you for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Peace out.